Hickok 45 here. Do you mind if I shoot my favorite snob gun? Yeah, man. Oh boy. So snobbish. Oh, sweet. See if I can get that buffalo. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. If you're going to be a snob, a real one, you need to have a beautiful, expensive, fine rifle like this one. Okay? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. You need to determine, do some self-evaluation, whether or not you're a snob. You could be one and not know it. You might have been accused of being a snob on the internet, on a video or something, if you do gun videos, and it was a revelation to you. You just were not aware of it. Now you know it. Okay, what do you think? Okay, before we talk about that, I want to thank the people that help out this big snob. Davidson's Gallery of Guns. You get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on every firearm. Gallery of Guns, check them out. Silencer Central, you've seen the Banish lineup here. They make great suppressors. And then SDI.edu, the Sonoran Desert Institute. Get yourself some learning from a distance. So some of it's hands-on, but you can learn all sorts of things from them. And you're going to learn a little bit today what a terrible snob that I am. And I've probably been accused of that, or maybe indirectly, I don't know. So I thought it deserved a little attention. I've got some snob and some anti-snob firearms out here. And, you know, a person could, who is going hunting, pick up a Ruger American like this. I've added that sight to it, but a basic Ruger American for not too much money, right? Just like this. There's nothing wrong with this firearm. I think they have, and this is just an example of, there's several, you know, Savage, you name them, lots of accurate polymer, lots of them stock, but modern firearms that, and I'm not a hunter or a precision shooter, as you know, but some of you are, and people who are in the know will admit that it is pretty amazing the accuracy you can get from these modern rifles for under 1,000, for under 500, maybe, whereas you used to have to pay a custom gunsmith or buy a custom rifle to get that sort of accuracy, you know. And I'm just basing this on what I've heard people who know a lot more than I do talk about it. But yeah, so why in the world would you need a $2,000 rifle? I don't know, maybe more than that now. Like this Seiko Bavarian, you know, Model 85. This is the kind of thing that snobs are made of. And you've seen it many times. I've seen it many times. We do comparisons, you know, with our series of old cheap, less expensive firearms versus a more expensive firearm. We've done that with 1911s and AR-15s and right on down the line. And one of the common comments, you know, comes up is the only reason a person buys the more expensive version of whatever it is we're comparing is because of the brand name. They want to show it off at the range. It's a snob move. It just comes up pretty frequently, yeah, more than you would expect it, I think. And I guess my point is, maybe that person is not a snob. I don't feel like I'm a snob. Let me see. You know what I did? I looked it up. A snob. Oh, here's the definition of a snob. A person with an exaggerated respect for high social position or wealth who seeks to associate with social superiors and dislikes people or activities regarded as lower class. A person who believes that their tastes in a particular area are superior to those of other people. Well, I don't know. I don't think that fits me. I don't think much about social class. In fact, I think nothing. I spend no time thinking about social class. And you're probably the same way, right? This happens to be the same theme. This happens to be an old Springfield of mine, great shooter, 45. I think at the time in 1990 it was about $300, probably $250. You know, that kind of, I don't know what one like this would sell for now. It's your low end 1911, $400 or $500. shoots as well as any other one I have. And then this, of course, is a Nighthawk Custom. A lot more money, and probably a little more accurate if you bench rested it or something. I don't know, but I don't notice any difference in the way I shoot. It's smoother. I have to say, it really feels good. You know, so does it make a person a snob for buying something with a name like Nighthawk Custom, Wilson Combat? We can name a lot of those, couldn't we? So I thought maybe you just wanted a little more education in this area. Actually, I want to give you some justification for possibly not feeling so guilty. You're probably not a snob if you have an expensive car or an expensive rifle, expensive watch, whatever it might be. Probably not. We've all met snobs. I read you the definition. They're lame, aren't they? Nothing more obnoxious than a real snob. To me, snobbery is an attitude. It's like the word assault. A firearm really almost cannot be an assault firearm, right? But any firearm could be used to assault. It's an action. It's a human action, and I think snobbery is kind of like that. It's kind of like that. If you buy some expensive, I don't know, firearm or shoes, watch, hat, whatever it might be, and you are just obnoxious about it, you flaunt that thing and look down your nose at other people who don't have a nice watch like that or a nice firearm like that, yeah, then you're getting into that category of snobbery. I always like to point out too that person A who buys this Ruger American could spend a higher percentage of their monthly income to buy it than a person who buys, well, $2,000 rifle or a $10,000 rifle. This person A might spend a higher percentage of their income than the person who buys the $10,000 rifle. Okay? So for that person, this rifle or one way more expensive, it actually costs them less, right? When you think about the meaning of the word cost, is what it costs you. And it might cost this person such a small percentage of their income, they don't even notice it. They could buy 30 of them if they wanted to. So for them, it's not an expensive rifle. Now, it was kind of expensive for me, I have to admit, but I loved it, and I wanted it. I love that wood and that steel and the way it shoots and all that kind of thing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. This rifle right here could represent, you know, somebody's entire monthly income almost, right? Or a couple of weeks' pay, you know, just a basic Ruger American rifle. It just costs them a lot to get into that. So anyway, that's just my little lesson. And in part of it too, it reveals envy, doesn't it? It really tells us more about the person usually who's using the word snobbery than the supposed snob. It's yeah, just kind of reveals envy in most cases. There are snobs out there, yeah, we've all met them, but most of the time, simply because you have something that is very nice, it's expensive, you worked hard, it's a part of a hobby or something you just thoroughly enjoy, you just love cars more than anything, you study them, you know cars really well, you're not wealthy, but you have saved and saved so that you can finally purchase that, whatever it might be, Corvette or a Mercedes or something, because you just really enjoy a well-made car. Doesn't make you a snob, as long as you're not snobbish about it, right? Now also, speaking of snobbery, I buy the cheapest holsters around. These old Kydex holsters. I got a phone holster on right now. I've got one in my pocket. They ain't very expensive. They're Kydex, you know, but they work. And they work. So I appreciate Alabama Holster for their support of the channel. That was a weird way to get into that, wasn't it? But yeah, sometimes inexpensive things work extremely well, like this rifle, okay? And then a more expensive rifle usually is going to have some more value attached to it, maybe from the workmanship, the time spent like making that stock and the refinishing and all that sort of thing. It could be an antique. It could be something that's collectible, and that might mean something to some people. You know me, I am a little bit of a snob about historical firearms. Anything that's historical really appeals to me. Been around a long time, It's just really, really, really special to me. So anyway, don't be snobbish, and also don't accuse somebody of being a snob just because they have a nice firearm. Please, I ain't no snob. Are you? Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.